would rather have a small change that's going to make a big impact and work on making that one small change stick. Today, I just want to talk about a little challenge that I'm giving myself. I'm actually going to make it a year-long challenge of trying to put out at least one video every week. And the way that I'm going to go about it is going to be really driven towards making it so that it's a really great part of my life that's actually growing me in the direction that I want to grow in. And so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. And the idea here is that I want to be operating from the identity that I want to have. So I'm gonna just forget about the fact that I've stopped and started a million times. And I'm going to picture myself as a very relaxed and happy, very prolific author who is also a very prolific, creative, YouTubing, I don't know, what do we call it, creator. And I have a picture in my head, and I think this is a really important part of this, is that vision boards are great, but your imagination is always with you. And so I just have a really relaxed picture of myself in my head, and relaxed because my work is flowing from the overflow of what I'm doing in my life that is meaningful to me at the rate that makes sense for me. And the way that I'm going to make it work so that I can be consistent with YouTube is that I am going to have a minimum routine that I am going to expect of myself that is going to work even on the bad days. And that's why I'm sitting here right now. I'm not having a bad day, a very nice day. But my original plan was that Saturday mornings I would have 2 hours that I would spend filming and editing a video. Well, it is now Friday. I am sitting on the bathroom floor of a motel bathroom, and I am filming while my husband is taking a nap. And the reason why is because we'll be traveling around tomorrow, and I won't be able to do it tomorrow. So right out of the gate, it's not working the way my ideal plan would work, but I'm keeping the commitment to myself. I'm showing the self-respect that I need to have, and I'm proving to myself that I can do this because this is going to come naturally to me. This is going to be a natural part of my life. I'm going to squeeze it in. In fact, I've already been squeezing it into the cracks of my life. What I've been doing in the past couple of weeks is I have been doing something that I wasn't doing for a long time. I photocopied a whole bunch of, not a whole bunch, but several pages out of a book that I had been wanting to read, and kept them right where I could look at it anytime I wanted. And I narrowed my scope of interest to just the very first section. Now, the book that I'm reading I'm not reading the whole book, but the book is called Introduction to the Science of Mental Health by Father Chad Ripperger. And the section that I'm really interested in right now, the chapter has to do with understanding our appetites and our emotions. So appetites, not just for food, it's appetites, anything that drives us, basically. So what I have been doing is I have been squeezing into the cracks of my life a little bit of studying about that, a little bit of just thinking about that, a little bit of just thinking about how to apply it to different areas of my life. One of the things that I did was, because it talks about the things that come into your imagination that affect your appetites, come in from your reasoning. They come from your memories, your experiences, all these things. So like I was saying, I've had past experiences where I've stopped and started. However, I'm going to use my rational thinking to understand that, and also incorporating stuff that I've learned from people on YouTube who talk about identity and operating from the future identity. So I'm using that information, which are truths in my intellect that I believe, and I am using the reasoning to feed my imagination, to be able to see myself making little commitments to myself, keeping commitments on a regular basis to myself, having these little minimum habits that I'm able to do even when I'm in a bathroom in a motel and really haven't had time. I've had a very busy week, haven't had a lot of time to do much of anything other than squeezing in thinking about things that I have read and learned. And I've read very little and listened to very little even, because what I'm finding is by consuming less, my mind is less tired and I'm able to enjoy thinking about this stuff. I'm choosing stuff to think about that really interests me, that I think could be really useful. And because I'm Catholic, this is coming from a Catholic source. And a lot of people know this source. He's really based on Thomas Aquinas. A lot of his stuff is, everything's based on what he's learned from the church. Anyway, so I know I'm kind of all over the place, but you know what? You start somewhere. And here I am, and I'm starting by keeping this commitment to myself. So my original plan for consistency is that I'm going to, every week on Saturday morning, I'm going to have a 2-hour time block, or if I want, I can break it up into an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. But the idea is to have thought things through enough that I can be clear enough to record something within the course of an hour that's going to be coherent enough that I can post it as it is and not waste a whole lot of time editing. And then I will also build in time for editing, because I don't want to throw it away if it's not, if there's stuff that I really want to get rid of. So one other thing that I learned from Cindy's Got Systems, when she does her time blocking, it's not, I'm just going to spend this amount of time on X whatever. It's during this hour or whatever it is, I am going to specifically have this outcome. It gives you a very limited amount of time, so you come up with an outcome. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you try to make it perfect, you'll never have enough time. So I love it. I love what she said about that, having a specific outcome that you're planning for that time block. So for me, my specific outcome is I'm going to have a video recorded, and I'm going to have it edited, whatever editing I'm going to do, and have it uploaded and scheduled to post publicly, at a later date. So the reason why I'm having it post at a later date is because I have heard that if you give YouTube a little bit more time to kind of figure out where this video goes, who's going to want to listen to it, then it actually is helpful to the algorithm to find the people who are interested. And the goal here too, so that's the perfect case scenario, right? That I have 2 hours to work on all this. And the minimum is that I am going to record a 5-minute video. So that's my minimum, is I'm going to record a 5-minute video, and I'm going to have it ready to be posted so that something goes out once a week. And hopefully as I'm doing this, put it this way, as I'm doing this, I'm going to be proving to myself that I am who I want to be, that I am this person that I'm picturing in my mind, who is relaxing and enjoying learning stuff. So far, so good. That's what I've been doing, and able to keep a commitment to myself to do the thing that I just really want to do. And the more I do it, it's going to get easier. There's one other thing that I really want to say that's really important, and that is, how they're always saying, every video get better 1%. And I have full respect for that if you have time to learn something new every time you're going to put out a video, okay? For me, I would rather have a small change that's going to make a big impact and work on making that one small change stick. And so everything that I've just described to you that I'm doing in this challenge is my one small change. My one small change is that I'm keeping a commitment to myself to put a video out once a week, at least 5 minutes. And that it's going to come from the overflow of my life, of stuff that interests me and that I want to do to improve my life. And so hopefully that will mean that it'll be meaningful enough to help someone else with their life. So you want to be one of those people? Please come to my channel and listen to these videos. Now I have 3 channels, okay? So if you are interested in all the videos that I put out, like I say, I'm going to be putting out one a week, but it might not all be on this channel. Probably not, because this channel is really for people who do YouTube at this point. And I have 2 other channels. So if you're interested in seeing what else I'm putting out there, I would recommend that you send me an email at growingfruitful@gmail.com. And that is going to put you on a mailing list. And I am going to send out an email to everyone who's on that list each month. So it's not going to be like every week. You're not going to be constantly getting these. At least not in the beginning. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll have more time. But what I'm going to do is at the end of each month, I'm going to send an email that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of the theme that I'm working from and different resources perhaps that I have used and links to all of the videos on the different channels. So the 3 different channels that I have, one is really just faith-based and relating to mental health sometimes about relationships. It's something I share with my sisters. They love it. Actually, one of my brothers loves it too. And the other channel is a newer channel I've just been experimenting with, which is for people who are not able to retire right now. I have a business of my own, my practice as a therapist, and I also am trying to learn how to, have this other stream that eventually will become an income stream someday when I've written something that's gonna be useful enough that people are gonna pay for it. I'm not there yet, but I see myself as a person who is interested enough to grow enough and have enough skills that I can get there. And the only way to get there is to start, and here we are. Remember that you can imagine what your identity is going to be. You can imagine where you want to be and make your decisions based on that, and start small with something that's going to fit even on your worst day in your busiest week, and just have like a specific outcome for that little time period of what it is that you're going to do. So for me, it's going to be at least a 5-minute video. So if you want to see my videos, you know what to do. And send me an email at growingfruitful@gmail.com if you'd like to be on my newsletter email list. And otherwise, I just hope you have a great day, and take care, and God bless, and enjoy this beautiful weather that we've been having lately. A little chilly, but beautiful.